Are you as frustrated with your Samsung Galaxy S4's battery life as I am? Well, I'm Trey Clancy from Android Authority, and I'm here to show you guys a few ways to maximize the battery life on your Samsung Galaxy S4. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Alright guys, so I want to preface this whole video by saying that Android Authority's own Mark has already covered ways to maximize the battery life on your Android device. So what I'm going to do is kind of cover some of those same features, but I'm also going to give you ones that are maximized only for the Galaxy S4. Now the first thing I want to talk about is hardware. Now the Samsung Galaxy S4's 2600 mAh battery doesn't quite seem to cut it. So if you're really worried about battery life, what I recommend doing is either picking up from your OEM another 2600 mAh battery that you can swap in and out, or picking up a third-party extended life battery. At this time, no OEMs have extended batteries, but there are a lot of third-party manufacturers out there that do. Now the next thing is I very much recommend not running very many widgets on your home screen. Now I do know that that's a hard thing to do since there are so many of them, but I really recommend especially not running any live widgets such as this one from Falcon Pro. The reason is because it's constantly updating your tweets and whatnot, which is consuming battery. And I do know there are a lot of widgets out there. Almost every application that you download out of the Play Store now has a widget, which is very, very accommodating, but I would definitely recommend not using very many of them if you're trying to conserve battery. Now the next thing that I'd like to talk about is sort of on that same scale, but a little bit different. This one has some of the same features that Mark talked about in his video, but it's also a little bit different because the Galaxy S4 gives you a very quick window in how to shut extra features off, which this device is absolutely crammed with. So you can turn off things such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, sound, all from this little deal, but you can also turn off all of the S features, like AirView, S-Beam, Smart Scroll, all of the top features that the Samsung Galaxy S4 is so known for. But I would definitely recommend keeping them turned off if you're worried about consuming battery because it will eat it up like you would not believe. Now the next thing I want to talk about is wallpapers. Now this is kind of something that you might not really think about too much, but wallpapers do tend to eat up your battery, especially live wallpapers. Now luckily on the Samsung Galaxy S4 there's only 2 actual live wallpapers. Of course you can download more out of the Play Store, but out of the box there are only 2, as you see here, which I'm showing you right now. Now the problem with these is they consume a lot of battery. The whole time that this screen is up, they are consuming it. So what I recommend doing is not using any live wallpaper at all, or even that much color in your wallpaper. I recommend using a solid dark color because this is a Super AMOLED HD screen. It means that every color is pulling its own light. So when you have a dark colored background, it's not pulling any color. As you can see here, I do have a little bit of red in my background, but it's definitely pulling a whole lot less power if there was a lot of color or vibrant colors in it. So I suggest that. Now the next thing I want to talk about here is power saving mode. Now when Mark did his video about conserving battery life on Android devices period, he talked about how OEMs have this, certain OEMs have this capability in previous devices. Well, the Samsung Galaxy S4 across the board has this in there. So it will slow CPU power usage, their screen power, your haptic feedback, which vibrate and haptic feedback are another thing that will definitely eat up your battery life. Something that we don't really think about, but it will definitely eat it up. Okay guys, so the final thing that I want to talk about today in conserving the battery life on your Samsung Galaxy S4 has to do with that amazing 1080p HD Super AMOLED display. Now because it is so big at 5 inches and it's pulling so many pixels, it does consume a lot of battery life. So what I suggest doing is messing with your brightness. Now I used to be told that turning on auto brightness conserved a lot of battery. Well, I'm here to contradict that. By turning on auto brightness, the light sensors of the device are constantly searching for light and consuming battery. So what I suggest doing is turning off auto brightness and just manually turning down the brightness as low as you can while still seeing the display at a decent level. Alright guys, so those are a few ways to maximize the battery life on your Samsung Galaxy S4. Now don't forget to click the link in the video description below to head over to AndroidAuthority.com to read the written companion to this video. Also, there's another link in the description below, which I talked about earlier in this video, which will take you over to a video that Mark from Android Authority did, talking about maximizing battery life on your Android devices, period. So we'll kind of give you across the broad spectrum of Android devices instead of just the Samsung Galaxy S4. So definitely head over and check that video out as well. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you took something away from it. We have a whole bunch more videos planned for you guys talking about maximizing battery life and all sorts of things for all you Android users. I hope that you enjoyed. Again, I'm Trey Clancy with Android Authority, and don't forget that we're your one-stop shop for all things Android. Take care, guys.